Hey guys, going to football here, back with another Wolves match review video after we end the game in a 2-0 defeat in the north of London against Spurs. Ahead of the game, we saw that we had some players return from injury, with Fernando Marcel and Willy Bolly coming back, only making the bench. They didn't come on as subs, however it's nice to see them back. I imagine that Nuno didn't want to risk them due to them only coming back today. But the bad news was that Daniel Podence has suffered a slight knock. Let's hope it's not too serious. We get one player back from injury, then another player gets injured. For the team selection, we made one change to the team, with Ruben Neves being dropped to the bench, and then the Dendonka coming into the team for Neves instead. Then we saw that Nelson Semedo comes back in after being benched last week, meaning that for this game, Ray and Ain't Nori got benched instead, and finally Daniel Podence have been hit with a slight knock, just like I mentioned a minute ago before kick-off, meaning that Adama Traore has to come into the team and start instead. My thoughts on the game are that we didn't actually play that bad first half. Spurs probably were slightly the better team though. I thought that our defending was great in the first half, especially Connor Cody, who made lots of interceptions and clearances. He actually kept us in the game first half. Well, he did, no question about it. Just before half time, Spurs had finally scored and they made it 1-0 through Harry Kane scoring once again, no surprise really, for his 22nd goal of the season. After receiving a sweet pass from Pierre-Emile Horsenberg to then release a well-unleashed shot into the bottom right corner. It was no surprise to see Harry Kane scoring once again, as he is the top scorer in the Premier League and is a contender for the Golden Boot this season, joint with Mo Salah. So the half-time score was 1-0 to Spurs, after a goal in the 45th minute, dead on, 1 minute added time from Harry Kane for 1-0 to Spurs at half-time. So it's really frustrating to concede just before half-time, as it's always nice to go into half-time with it being 0-0 and a chance to build on the first half performance to make it even better. There were calls for the goal to be offside, however I didn't really see much of it, as I was mostly frustrated on conceding just before half-time. I thought that Connor Cody was the best player on the pitch, and maybe Roy Patricio as well, who both kept us in the game first half. Maybe Fabio Silva and Adama Traore played well with some good runs, but just no end products on the chances we had. So they probably could have done a lot better with the decisions they decided to make in that half. So they both didn't play that well, but they didn't really play that well, to be honest. So going into second half, we needed a much better performance from everyone. Did we get it? Not really. So in second half, Spurs started off the much brighter team like they did in the first half at the start of the game. They were second half with chances from Sergio Reguilon and Harry Kane. Then Harry Kane again hit the post, and Dele Alli hit the post after taking the rebound shot on. Dele Alli will stay now, he's not going anywhere. I quite like him actually. In the 62nd minute, Spurs made it 2-0 after Pierre-Emile Horsenberg, who already had an assist in the game, was in the right place to pounce on the rebound inside the box to get Spurs the second goal of the game. Just before Spurs made it 2-0 in the game, we were just about to make a change. However, it resulted in us making the change after the goal. So in the 63rd minute, we made our first sub of the game, bringing off Vitinha and bringing on Willian Jose. In the 69th minute, Spurs made their first change, bringing off Giovanni Lo Celso and bringing off Harry Winks, as Spurs were looking to kill the game off and not let us back in the game. Then in the 73rd minute, we made our second change, bringing off Morgan Gibbs-White and bringing on Ruben Neves. Well, he just started, to be fair, honest. We might have been sloppy in recent games and guilty of giving the ball away, but he's one of our best players. In the 82nd minute, Spurs made their second sub of the game as they were looking to kill the game down, bringing off Dele Alli and bringing off Tanguy Ndombele. Tanguy Ndombele has actually been very good this season. He's a much improved player for me. And hopefully they're doing that video for the most improved player in the Premier League after the season finishes. I might do that. Then we made our last sub of the game, bringing off Fabio Silva and bringing on Theo Corbinho, the youngster, making his first debut in the Premier League, and his birthday yesterday as well. I forgot how old it was, but I know it was his birthday. And then the 89th minute, Spurs made their final sub looking to waste time, while all teams tend to, as the game was nearly over, bringing off Gareth Bale and bringing on Musa Sissoko. So 2-0 to Spurs was the full-time score after a goal from Harry Kane and Pierre-Emile Hülsenberg ensured that Spurs won the game. My thoughts on the game are that in the first half we didn't play the worst I've seen in a Wolves match this season. However, it could have been a lot better though. What was so annoying first half was us conceding just before half time, dead on the 45th minute. As we were just about preparing to improve on our performance in the first half, we didn't get that. I was flabbergasted watching the second half, not so much in the first half, but honestly, second half, God's sake. We just sat back the whole half and kept on letting Spurs attack on the ball, creating chance after chance, making them look even better than they did in the first half, eventually getting their second goal in the game in the second half, which they deserved. If it wasn't for Roy Patricio making the good stops then he made in goal, if it wasn't for Connor Cody's clearances, it probably would have been more than 2-0, something like 5 or 6-0 probably. It's a shame that the rest of the team let Roy Patricio and Connor Cody down yesterday. The two best players on the pitch, apart from the 2 goals we conceded, they both played well. What a shame! It's an absolute shame that they let Cody and Patricio down. Usually I would say what a shame to the other team, but I'm kind of saying it to the other players today. Well, it's true though. It was just annoying to see us conceding 2 goals in the game. One just before half time, dead on the 45th minute, and we conceded just before we made our first sub of the game. So I was annoyed for the goals we conceded. It was just more annoying for when we conceded both of the goals that I saw. In my opinion, the real problem was Nuno getting his tactics wrong again, and he just made the changes far too late, when we couldn't do anything about it to get back into the game. If he would have made them a lot earlier, we might have still lost, but he could have got something out of the game at least. On to player ratings now. Roy Patricio, a good 7 out of 10. He kept it in the game with some good stops in goal, especially with denying Harry Kane, Dele Alli, and the likes of Hülsenberg in goal. Kylian Huber, 5 out of 10, sloppy at the back once again. Connor Cody, 8 out of 10. He was the best player on the pitch. Lots of interceptions, great defending all around. Well, for the 2 goals that were conceded, he shouldn't be blamed. The rest of the defenders in the teams will be blamed, not him. Because it wasn't for him, it'd have been a lot more goals. Ruben Sace, 6 out of 10. He's been terrible this season. He might have scored the most goal for a defender free, but goals doesn't always mean defending's the best, though. Nelson Semedo, 5 out of 10. God, he's so frustrating. Gianmartino, 6 out of 10. Lender Dendonka, 5 out of 10. But he's been pretty poor this season, to be honest. And he just started with Neves, which did actually quite surprise me. Adama Traore, 6 out of 10. Well, he did put some good runs forwards at first half, but he just made the wrong decisions once again, like he has done all season. Vitinha, 4 out of 10. He was just too sloppy yesterday. Kept giving the ball away all the time, which surprised me, to be honest, as how well he did play against West Brom, to be honest. Well, maybe we risked him too much, maybe. Morgan Gibbs-White, 4 out of 10, again kept losing the ball once again, which is a shame because he's done well over the last few games, really. Fabio Silva, 6 out of 10, he did look to create some chances first half, but they were just too sloppy and weak and didn't do anything. For the subs now, Willian Jose, in the 63rd minute coming on, sub, 5 out of 10, didn't really see much from him. Ruben Neves, 73rd minute, 5 out of 10. And Theo Corbinho, 6 out of 10. I would have given him an automatic 5 out of 10. For him not making his debut, I've given him an extra rating, so 6 out of 10. I think that's fair on him. On to man of the match now. Man of the match for yesterday's game was Connor Cody, as he just kept on making lots of clearances. His defending was class as well. If it wasn't for him, Spurs would have scored more goals. Well, I could have gone for Roy Patricio over man of the match, but in the end I went for Connor Cody. Both played really well though. Right then guys, that will be the end of the Wolves match review video now. So if you did all enjoy today's video, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications every time I make a video. Our next game is away at Everton on Wednesday night, so we look forward to that. We only have 2 games remaining now, so the season is nearly coming to the end, and it's nearly finished now. Thank God. For us, thank God. Bye guys, up the Wolves.